Today's episode of DRL is brought to you by Hella Cocktail Company. My guests don't just come to DRL for me. They also come for the cocktails. Luckily, my friends at Hella Cocktail Company have my back. These guys make amazing mixes, from Bloody Mary to Margarita to Moscow Mule. They also make cocktail bitters, my secret ingredient, and now yours too. It's easy to feel like the best bartender in town when every bottle comes with a simple recipe on it. Hella Cocktail Company, bold flavor, real ingredients, hospitality. Mixing it up since 2011. Shop the collection on Amazon Prime or use code DRL online at hellacocktail.co for free shipping. Hello, my lovely listeners. Welcome back to another episode of DRL, where we're talking everything dating, relationships, and love. I'm your host, Tennesha Wood. Insert Drake line. I'm upset. Something pushed me to the left. I'm upset. I'm actually upset right now. As you may have noticed, this episode is coming out a little bit later than I normally like them to come out. And that's because I did have a guest and I had an episode and I was about to release it. And then the guest said that he really did not want me to. And so I made the decision not to, just on the strength of not going against people's wishes. But I'm going to tell you guys about the episode that I was going to air and why I'm so upset. So if you've listened to this podcast in the last couple of years, you know that there is one ex that I've talked about a number of times. The fact that he was that ex that broke my heart. Just to give a quick recap of the story. Basically, we were on and off dating for like a year and a half. And really, he wasn't trying to commit. And so one day I just said, look, do you want this or don't you? Literally cornered him in a park essentially. And just said, do you want this or don't you? Essentially, he said no. I was that girl walking around New York City crying with mascara all over my face. And so that was back in 2014. Fast forward, this is 5 years later. And, we've developed, I guess, somewhat of a friendship over the years. Like for some years we haven't talked and then we might like reconnect and speak a little bit again. Over the last couple months, I've seen him a couple times. And, yesterday, when we sat down together to do this podcast, he was explaining why he wasn't ready. And it was great. Like, it was actually great to hear some of these things said in truth for the first time. So he basically said that at the time that I was ready for a relationship, he just knew he wasn't the man that he wanted to be. And he didn't want to do that to me. And so he, was dating, I guess, downgrades of me because he knew he wasn't ready to be the type of person that I needed or that would be good for me. And I actually appreciated that. Like, in looking back on it at the time, obviously it hurt, but I appreciate somebody knowing that essentially they could have dragged me down. Not that I would have let anybody drag me down, but I also didn't need to be on that level if you weren't on my level yet. Like, don't go down to people's level. If they can't come up to your level, then keep it moving. But anyway, so it was helpful to actually hear that. The other thing that he said was that, I'm a very aggressive type of woman in terms of it's Tennesha's way or the highway. These were his words, not mine. That wasn't something that worked well with him because he was it's his way or the highway. So we would have definitely clashed heads in that way. And we did for some of the point that we were dating. We did clash heads on the fact that, yeah, I'm not really like a wallflower. Like, I'm not really somebody that is just going to let you get away with anything. Like, I want explanations for things. I want to know things. Like, you don't just get to move any way you want in a relationship with me. And so, he wanted to move how he wanted to move. And I would have had a lot of questions. And, the third thing that he said was that, I pretended that I was dating other people, during the time that we were dating because I knew he was. And Yeah, like today, I would never do that. Like today, I would 100% just be upfront about the fact that like, I'm not dating anybody because I like you. But back in the day, you know, I was young. I was 29 at the time, which is still really not young, but I was 29 at the time. And I guess I was just trying to play his game. Every time I'd call him and he was busy or I felt like he was out with somebody else, then the next time he would call me, I would be like, yeah, I have a date. And I didn't. I was probably just like sitting at home with my roommate drinking wine and watching Netflix. But I felt like I had to play those games, you know? I wish I knew at a younger age, like just be upfront and don't play any games. Like, I don't know why I participated in this game, but it was stupid. When you know better, you do better. I'm 35 now, so I know better. But yeah, I'm just really upset. To be honest, like right now, you know how people always say things like, my haters do this and my haters do that. And whenever people say that, I'm always thinking, where do you get your haters? Like, which haters? Like, who are you talking about? How do you know who your haters are? Because I honestly feel like I don't have any haters. Like, if there's anybody out there that's like plotting against me, they haven't made themselves known to me. And that's great. Keep plotting. I'm just going to keep living. And so because of that, like not a lot of things upset me. Because I don't feel like there's anybody that's out there like planning my demise. Like I just don't. I feel like most of the people, actually all of the people that I keep around me consistently, don't like are amazing. And I never have drama with them. Like they never really get me upset. Like that doesn't mean we don't disagree or that there's times where our friendships don't go through things. But like, I don't remember the last time that somebody really got me upset, but I'm upset because I feel like I missed a deadline. I didn't get the episode out that I wanted to get out. And this was because of somebody else. And I'm not blaming, I'm not pointing fingers. You know, there's certainly other things I could have done. I could have aired the episode, but again, I chose not to because I don't want any drama. So I just will leave it at that. So as I've gotten older, I've realized the importance of time and the fact that we never get it back. Well, once it's gone, it's gone. And so I'm very cognizant of my time and who I spend it with and who I give it to. And when it's wasted, I get very offended. Like I get way more offended if somebody takes my time more so than if they were to take my money, because I can make money back. Like money will always be there, but your time, like you never get that back. And so I'm upset because I feel like my time was wasted. Like it took me time to sit down and recording the episode and then editing the episode and doing everything that goes into an episode. An hour episode, like it takes more than an hour just to do the work for it. Like it's not just you sit down for an hour, then you just put the episode out. Like there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of time. There's like editing, there's graphics, there's a lot of things that go into an episode and it takes time. And so I'm just upset right now because my time is taken. And also another big thing is I'm a person of my word. So if I tell you that I'm going to do something, it doesn't matter how I feel that day. It doesn't matter what else is happening that day. All that matters to me is that I said I would do it. That's it. That's all that matters. And so my commitment is to get this episode out once a week and bring you guys something new, informative, funny, interesting. And now I feel like I haven't kept my word this week and I don't like that. Now it's making me look bad. So here's what we're going to do, right? We're not going to spend any more time being upset. I'm not going to spend any more time complaining. Let's talk about the lessons here. One, I'm really proud of the fact that I don't have a lot of people or really any in my life that cause me to be upset very often or cause me to have drama or delays or breaking my word. So I'm thankful that this is not something consistent in my life. The other thing that I'm learning is that you have to be careful about dealing with people with big egos. I'm thankful that I'm a confident person, right? Like I'm not when I post something or when I record an episode, like obviously I want it to sound good. I want it to look good, but I don't nitpick at myself. Like I don't break apart everything that I said or how it looks or this or that. Like I don't. If I'm being authentic and I'm being real, then I put it out. And sometimes there's mistakes. You guys look at my Instagram. Sometimes it's like, why did she just spell that like that? Sometimes you hear an episode. It's like, why is she saying it like that? Because that's how I'm feeling in the moment. And I'm a human being and I'm allowed to do that. And we all are. And I'm glad that I am the type of person that can accept myself enough to know that in any moment, if I'm being myself, it's 100% okay. And I don't need to nitpick at the details or edit what that means. Like I'm just me. And like right now, I don't think I sound the greatest because again, I'm upset, but it is what it is. That's the kind of day that I'm having. But again, I want to focus on the lessons. Let's not dwell. The biggest lesson that I got from the whole situation, and by the whole situation, I mean actually in dating him, the heartbreak, and everything that I went through with that. Here's the lesson. Everything happens for a reason, and let it. Like, I can't imagine how life would be if I would have still been holding on to that, chasing that, and trying to get somebody to commit to me that didn't want to commit to me. So at the end of the day, as upset as I am right now about the right podcast not airing and all that, I'm happy. I'm happy that I went through the things that I went through. I'm happy that I learned those lessons. And I'm happy that at the end of the day, I didn't settle for anything that wasn't on my level because it brought me to the level I am today, which is one where I'm happy and I'm in love. And I appreciate all the people in my life that give me the things I need to thrive and grow. This is a very short episode today, so I will be back next week. I'm really looking forward to next week's episode because I am going to be giving some life updates. Just so you guys know, I've completely switched my life around in the last month and a half. Like nothing in my life today, well, almost nothing. Most things in my life today are completely different than what they were a month and a half ago. And I'm really happy. I've made some really great changes in a direction that really supports who I am and who I want to be. And I'm really excited to share those updates with you. So tune in next week. And until next time, wish me love.
Hello again, my lovely listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of DRL. If you like the show, be sure to go on iTunes and leave a rating and also write a review. And don't forget to share with your friends and tell them all about DRL. Thank you so much for supporting.